Mack Rides have built some of their best roller coasters in the past 10 years, but their history stretches back over more than 235 years. Maybe someday we'll do a full feature video about the history of Mack Rides, but today I'm going to be ranking the 10 best Mack Rides roller coasters that I've been on. I have done 26 Mack Rides roller coasters in all, but ranking from 10th to 26th was impossible because they're all about equal from 10th downwards. There's so many more Mack Rides that I'd like to do in the coming years, but for now, here's my top 10 that I've done, starting from least favourite to favourite, or worst to best, either or. In 10th place is Avalanche at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I find this to be the best example of a Mack bobsled roller coaster. The others I've done are Schweizer Bobbahn at Europa Park and Trace de Ura at Park Asterix. I think I pronounced that right. Only 6 of these coaster concepts have been built. I think they're a decent family coaster concept and a good stepping stone for younger thrill seekers working their way up to taller and faster roller coasters. Avalanche is by no means one of my favourite UK roller coasters, and this is one of the only top 10 counts it'd get in for me, but I do think it has some good thrills and can be quite forceful later on in the day. In 9th place is Euromir at Europa Park. I wanted to rank this higher because I can't get enough of its soundtrack, and I'd be lying if I said I hadn't had it on repeat while scripting this video. Euromir is Mack's first spinning roller coaster. It packs a punch and is a fun, thrilling roller coaster. In 8th place is Wilde Maus XXL, which I've been on at Hyde Park Winter Wonderland. From an off-ride perspective, it looks like a standard steel Wild Mouse coaster, but this is far from it even if it's built on those foundations. The later in the day you ride it, the more thrilling it'll be. It is intense, airtime filled, and throws you around like the old Wild Mouse used to do in Blackpool. In 7th place is Blue Fire at Europa Park. In truth, I found this a difficult one to place because it's not amazing, but it does have some really good moments. I like the launch, but I'm not a fan of the large overbank turn immediately after the launch. It just seems to lose so much momentum from there, and that's why I find it a long way behind the other Mack launch roller coasters. A lot like other Mack coasters, this is much better as the day goes on, and I had my best experiences on it towards the end of the day. The inversions are intense, and there's some nice airtime moments, but that's all really. In 6th place is a coaster that I'm definitely going to struggle to say correctly, and it's Dwervelwnd at Dwervelwnd. It's a spinning roller coaster which opened in 2012. When I first did it in 2016, I wasn't too sure what to expect, but I remember me and Becca lapping it on several occasions after our first go. It's smooth, forceful, and like all good spinning coasters, very unpredictable. In 5th place is Poseidon at Europa Park, Mack's first water coaster in Europe, which opened in the year 2000. Located in the Greek section of the park, it has a lovely setting and it must be great to do on a summer's day. Sadly, it did nothing but rain on my only ever visit to Europa Park. Whilst this coaster is a little bit rough, it is very enjoyable with some good pops of airtime, fun drops, and the water splashes aren't too over the top with the wetness. In 4th place is Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld Orlando. This was my first ever Mack Rides water coaster and I had no idea what to expect from it. And we ended up re-riding this a lot, which was not the best idea considering it was the only day when we had clouds in Florida. I liked the theming and the ride itself was very thrilling with some decent pops of airtime. In 3rd place is Lost Gravity at Walibi Holland, Mack's original Big Dipper roller coaster that opened in 2016. Watching this coaster from afar whilst at the park, I had no background information on it and was fearful that I'd not enjoy it. For some reason I was drawing comparisons to other coaster concepts which I'm not a fan of. So riding Lost Gravity was truly a step into the unknown. The main queue line was over 2 hours long because we were visiting during Fright Night and this coaster was new at the time, so we went with the single rider option which only took 25 minutes. So I got placed on the back row on the far left seat, and as the train whipped over its first drop I was in disbelief at how much airtime I'd just experienced, but not only that, it was smooth airtime. The rest of that first go was a bit of a blur because I was trying to process how amazing the first drop had just been. It's by no means a big drop, but it is very good. I've been on it quite a lot since, and every time I do it, the first drop leaves me speechless, and I just can't get over how good the snappy transitions, the airtime, and the hang time inversions all are on this coaster. Once I'd realised this was a Mack Rides roller coaster, my excitement levels at the time increased for what was known as Construction 18 at the time. And speaking of which, in 2nd place is Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This may surprise people who thought I'd go with this in 1st place because of where it is, but I do find it falls well short of what's ahead of it. Icon is the perfect blend of smoothness, airtime and inversions as far as the UK roller coasters go. In my recent review of it, I did touch on how it is perhaps overrated and underappreciated at the same time by different sets of roller coaster enthusiasts. It causes so much debate amongst roller coaster enthusiasts in Britain, but as far as Mack Rides roller coasters go that I've done, it's the second best. In first place is Helix at Leesburg, one of my all-time favourite roller coasters. It has 2 launches, but they're not the highlights. The highlights of this coaster are without doubt the 2 incredible eject-to-seat airtime hills. The inversions are smooth, forceful and thrilling, and the other pops of airtime are also very good too. I like the styling of Helix, I like the unique setting it has, the soundtrack is excellent. Put all of those things together and it's by far the best Mack roller coaster. Interestingly, after my first go on it, I was underwhelmed because I thought it was massively overrated at the time. But when we got round to doing it a few more times, I couldn't believe how much better it was in the evening compared to in the day. In the day, it is still an excellent roller coaster, but at night time, not only does it look incredible, the ride experience is incredible. So there we have it, my top 10 Mack Rides roller coasters. I would like to revisit this top 10 in a few years' time with hopefully lots more of the well-known Mack coasters added to it. Which Mack Rides roller coaster is your favourite? And what type of Mack Rides roller coaster concept would you like to see built at your local theme park? Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.